their first Super Bowl. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans, and it's coming up next.
Just off the east bank of the Cumberland River and across the water. Here now to get us started is Logan Cook. And off we go from Nashville. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Here comes the Tennessee offense. And you see Ryan Tannehill leading them out. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down. Again, it's Henry. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. First down, Titans, gain of 12. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Now left side on the swing pass. Shoves him aside. And he gets us down inside the 35. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And some room to roll now. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. First down, they'll stick with Haskins. Shoves him away. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. A nice run there, 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd down. Now Tannehill. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Under pressure, they got him again. Credit the sack there to Arden Key.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And he hated taking the loss there. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. And even 20 yards for Derrick Henry. And the Titans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
And he will get in to make it 8-0. Interesting. I mean, they're putting their foot on the gas here early, going for 2 to go up 8-0.
Well, after that drive, you have to believe that they thought to themselves, if we can do that, what's another 2 yards? Let's go get those and get 2 points as a result.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And they'll be led out by the first overall pick from a couple of drafts ago, former Clemson Tiger Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. ETN up the middle. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On 2nd down, ETN once more. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Lawrence will throw. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham. On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Now Lawrence. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this will not have the distance to get there. Short, no good, just under the crossbar, and that will keep the lead at 8.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
They begin with Henry. Shreds him with a stiff arm. 64 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Runs over. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Well, they're making a real first quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through.
And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown. go up by 2 touchdowns. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he is in to make it 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. They go play action now. Lawrence. And this one too low.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Another tote for ETN. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. 16-0. That's the score after 1. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to again amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
Taken from just outside the 30. That punt returns 69 yards. And the Titans continue to pull away here in this first half.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
That's caught. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence under pressure, and they got to him again. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Now Lawrence on 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Oh, he bullets over it. And he's going to score. It's a Titans touchdown.
Well, if you're in the cheesy movies, you would title this one "I Have to Remember," wouldn't you? His second return touchdown of the game. What if I know? Well, go ahead and get into it, man, because I just did it, and you're going to green light that one. How about those returns? Maybe they ought to think about not kicking him.
Yeah, they might want to go away from him in the future. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal the...
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. The Jaguars on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And it goes down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. On 4th down on is Logan Cook to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Derrick Henry and the rest of the Titans offense about ready to roll again. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, 71 yards. And the Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lawrence finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Lawrence to throw. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Caleb Farley. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. Fake it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Pulls it in at the 13. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now Lawrence to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Take it at the 37. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Titan football. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. He has been a factor in a multitude of ways. Over 100 yards rushing. He's approaching that number in the receiving category, too.
And you know why I've always respected guys who can have these types of games? As a runner, you're going through a pile, people raking at the football all the time. Your hands take a beating, okay? And to be able to still go out and catch the football in open field after going through that guy's dynamite.
He's been dynamite in this game so far. We'll see defensively if they have an answer, because they need to come up with something. They keep it with Henry on first down. 132 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it again with Henry. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play. Henry up the middle. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush. They snap it to Tannehill. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is going to pick up the Titans' first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Now Tannehill. His throw incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Looking for the end zone. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Tannehill to the sideline. Randy Bullock out now for the Tennessee field goal. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. Bullock's kick is good. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. After the field goal now, it's Bullock to kick it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And able to get this out to the 25. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you, and that may have been what happened there.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Straight ahead, Etienne. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Lawrence from his end zone. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taking on the midfield logo. So we've reached halftime here in Nashville, the Music City, with the Titans out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our... All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
You'd have to imagine, given the snowy condition, lots to talk about at halftime for these two coaching staffs. Plenty of decisions to be made for this second half for sure. And for the call, we hand it